This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Chris Kongo out here in Las Vegas. Chris, how are you keeping?
I'm great, I'm not too bad, just loving life out here right now, so can't complain.
It's good to hear, mate. It's good to hear. Obviously, I know you're out here with Josh Taylor ahead of his bout with Jose Ramirez on Saturday night. But before we come on to Josh, just to come over yourself and what you've got going on. We haven't had a chance to catch up since the McKinson fight. We've had a brief chat just on our way over. But for those back home, reflecting on it now, Chris, how would you assess your performance in the fight?
My performance wasn't too bad. There was some things that I did well, some things that I didn't do too well, and there were some things that I didn't even do at all, which I should have done. And like I said, I don't blame anyone but myself. I lost, not blaming my coach or not blaming this person, that person. To be honest, I think that was my best camp that I've ever had in terms of leading up to a fight. Everything was perfect in the camp, and if I could have a camp like that again, well, I'll probably just keep getting good performances, But looking back at the fight, it's just one of them ones, innit? You know what I mean? Well, obviously I lost and that, but yeah, and I'd love to get a rematch if you want a rematch, but you don't want a rematch. He knows, it'll definitely be a different story.
How did you score the fight on reflection, Chris?
I lost lost by a few rounds. I let the fight be closer than what it should have been. So, yeah, I think I lost by a few rounds, me personally.
You said you'd like to have a rematch if it was possible. Have you spoken to your team, whether it be about a potential rematch with Michael McKinson or about other fights that might be available?
Not like specifically. The main thing is just getting a date. Once we lock in a date, then we can talk about opponents. But I've already told them if they want their rematch, then we can have it. You know what I mean? People don't really want to fight him because they think he's awkward and they think he's this and he's that. But because I've been in there with him now, I know what I'm going to do now. So let's make this happen if they're up for it.
Chris, just to touch on that, a lot of people have mentioned they feel that Michael's a very awkward fighter for a lot of fighters at welterweight, specifically on that domestic scene. Having shared the ring with him, was he as awkward as what people see on TV, or do you think that maybe people speak too highly of his style and the problems it can cause?
No, he's just a normal southpaw, innit? You know what I mean? People might say, oh, he's awkward and whatnot, but if he was that awkward, then I wouldn't have landed a punch. I wouldn't have been able to do certain things, So, yeah, he's pretty tricky. He's good. I think he's very good with his distance and timing. In terms of like I said, just his distance is very good. So he just knows what to do,
Chris, I'm obviously only a reporter. I'm not a boxer, so I can't speak from any form of experience. But as we previously spoke again, just on our way over here, as I said to you, I can imagine specifically those first few weeks, that month might have been difficult, might have been tough just to kind of get over the fight. But how good has it been for you to get away from the UK, come out here, training with Josh, training with the team, and just have a new environment for a little while just to kind of get out of the UK and effectively move forwards with yourself?
To be honest, it's been a blessing, but I kind of knew I was coming out of here anyway. So after the fight, I just kept myself in shape and was sparring Josh throughout, and I've come here. We ain't really even done too many rounds out here, but we've done loads of rounds back home, obviously leading up to my fight as well. We basically just had a camp, so my fight, his fight, we just kept it all together, so it's been good.
Talks about your sparring experiences with Josh then, Chris. How would you kind of sum them up until this point, with fight night only being a matter of a couple of days away now?
Boy, like I said, I've been sparring Josh since after he boxed O'Hara Davis. He boxed that Miguel Vasquez. So from then to now, there's been big improvements from him. And Saturday, I know he's going to get the win. I believe in him. He believes in himself. And I just know he's going to do it. But leading back to the experience, from then we've literally been in camp for every fight, except for the Prograis. Well, the Prograis fight, he couldn't get sparring, so I helped him out for about a week or two. And there was another guy that he boxed that I wasn't in camp for, but yeah, I've been in camp for most of these fights, man.
How good is that experience for yourself to be able to share the ring with and also be asked back and to continue to do rounds with somebody who potentially is going to be an undisputed champion come Saturday night?
It's been great, you know, and we've actually built up a close relationship as well. So it's like, even if he doesn't have a good spar or whatnot, I'll tell him, bro, that wasn't a good spar. Or certain things that he does, I'm able to capitalize on because I know what he's like and I know what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and he knows the same thing for me. So we kind of push each other. So it's great for both of us to just keep working and you know, building that relationship.
Chris, with this fight, a lot of people are expecting a firefight. A lot of people are expecting a very exciting, action-packed fight. Having been in camp with Josh throughout, is that what you expect yourself? Are you expecting to see these guys, if not necessarily all the way throughout, but certainly in a lot of moments, to be standing there and trading in the centre of a ring?
100%. Josh loves a bit of a tear off himself, but I think he's going to be very smart in this fight. Sorry, so just had some food and that. I think he's going to be very smart in this fight. I would love to tell you, but nah, I can't. But I know what he's going to do, and I believe through what he's going to do, it's going to keep building his confidence, and he's eventually going to get the knockout.
I know you can't give anything away, but is there anything different people should expect to see from Josh?
Just a smarter Josh. You know, that's what you're going to see tomorrow, Saturday night. Just him being smart in there and just doing little things. And to be honest, the stuff that he's doing, they're pretty simple. You know, this is boxing. Boxing is pretty simple if you think about it, you know. But, yeah, I think it'll be good.
Chris, having sparred him when he was with Shane, and now having sparred him whilst he's with Ben, have you seen the subtle differences between kind of Josh's style and how he's developed since the change in trainers?
Yeah, 100%. He's, I think with Shane, Josh was more of a high work rate kind of fighter, where now I think they're sort of breaking it down and not necessarily telling him to stop doing all that, but being a lot smarter and staying efficient. That's the word. So I feel like with Ben, he's a lot more efficient and a lot more smarter.
Chris, just to move forward onto a couple of other topics. Obviously, on the night of your defeat to Michael McKinson, Dillian Whyte was successful though. Just to reflect on that, what did you make of Dillian's stoppage victory?
I was happy, man. I was happy because you see things like that. That shows you can come back from a loss. So people ain't even talking about the first fight no more. They don't care about that. The guy come back and won and knocked him out this time. So that shows you a lot about himself as a person as well. And that shows you that you can just come back from a loss regardless, you know.
Dillian's been trying to angle for a world title shot for some time, Chris. And this week or a couple of days ago, it's certainly the waters have been muddied even further, shall we say. We saw Deontay Wilder win his arbitration case, setting up a third bout with Tyson Fury. Just your thoughts on that entire situation, and having spoke to Bob Arum earlier, he's told me Wilder will not step aside and we will definitely see Wilder Fury 3 next.
Yeah, to be honest, me personally, I don't think they should have set up the Fury and AJ thing. I don't think they should have done that until all of that was cleared. So me personally, I would have made sure that is cleared first before we talk about any other fights. But obviously, situation happened and we thought we was getting AJ and Fury, which was big, and I was looking forward to it. And then now, boom, this has happened. So it's a bit crazy, but yeah, they just have to get it on then, innit?
Two other fights for us to talk about though. Wilder Fury 3 first and foremost. Do you expect anything different this time round, or do you expect Tyson to be successful again? What are your thoughts?
I expect the same result, to be honest. I expect Tyson to just come and do what he usually does. Well, I think this time he's going to pretty much, he can do the same thing, you know. He can back Wilder up and put him under pressure. So, yeah, I think it's the same result for me.
I mean, Chris, the other fight for us to be able to talk about is Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, if that one does go ahead next, as everybody's been talking about. Just your thoughts now, AJ having to face Alexander Usyk.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad. It's a good fight as well, though, because Usyk is, the stuff he does is very, very smart. He's very smart, but for me, I believe Joshua's just a bigger man, the bigger, stronger man. He'll use his physical attributes as well, and also, I think if he keeps it long until he lands the punch against Usyk, I think he will do very well. So let's see, and I got AJ for the knockout on that fight.
Right, Chris, I don't think there's anything that I've missed, trying to have a little think over the top of my head, but I don't think there is, like I say. I appreciate your time today. I look forward to seeing you back in the ring. Final word from yourself, though. Tell everybody why they should continue to follow and support you, Chris.
I'm on Instagram, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at 2SlickChris. The champ will be back, trust me.
Chris, I appreciate your time today. Enjoy the rest of your this beautiful weather out here in Las Vegas. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, brother.